Okay, so we are back, and this is lesson 7, and today is all about things that Georgia wants to draw. So she wanted to learn how to draw a rose. So we picked a rose from our bouquet of flowers, and we put it right here in front of us. And we got 2 pieces of paper that are school paper. I'm going to draw with my school pencil, and she's going to draw with a 6B drawing pencil and a kneaded eraser. I have my rubber eraser from school. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, Georgia, like every good sort of drafts person, you have to figure out how to get this 3-dimensional object on your page. So we're going to draw a line around this shape. And I call it a shape because if we're really going to look at it, we don't want to call it an R-O-S-E. We want to trick our brains, right? And so I have a rectangle there, right? And so now I'm going to put a rectangle here about equal size. Is that good?
Yeah.
On my paper. Okay, got your rectangle? About equal size. Ours are a little smaller, but that works. Maybe just make it a little bit longer, yeah. And you can use your kneaded eraser to, good. Okay, so just erase that line. And we used a light line. We're holding our pencil very lightly. And now I'm going to focus in on the exterior edge of the rose, the R-O-S-E, the R-O-S-E. The shape. And I'm going to flatten out that shape that I see around the rose and even flatten out this shadow. So hopefully you all can follow along with me at home. And I'm probably not going to get this whole plant in, Georgia, just so you know. So I am starting right here and I'm flattening out this shape with my eyeball. My eyeball.
What do you mean flattening out?
I'm pretending that that white shape is flat.
Oh.
And it looks a little bit different from where you are. Because it depends on where you're sitting, right?
You drew too dark.
And I'm not really doing a contour line. I'm doing more of a sketchy line.
Oops, I'm sorry.
No problem, Georgia. No problem. So I follow the exterior edge in, and then I'm sort of flattening out this white shape. Now what I'm looking at, those of you at home, is much more complicated in real life than what I'm drawing. I'm having to edit what I see so that my brain can kind of get its mind around what I'm looking at, and sort of translate it into a 2-dimensional shape.
Wait, so are you doing just
Oh,
the
that's so
outline
good, Georgia.
or the details?
Well, I started doing the outline, but then you can take this interior edge in if you see an edge. You just follow that on the way in of the petal there.
So it's okay that I'm doing an outline right
It's
now?
quite fine that it's actually quite good that you're doing an outline.
Can we erase?
An eraser is an artist's friend. It's another tool that you need in your toolbox. And you never want to get rid of any tools in your toolbox, figuratively or literally. You want to keep all your tools. Okay, we're being weird here.
Sorry, guys.
Oh boy. That's what staying at home for 2 weeks will do to you. Oh boy. So usually if you're really looking closely, it really doesn't look like a rose. It'll look more like the shapes that you see rather than the idea of a rose. Oh, it's pretty good, Georgia.
No, it's not.
We're just going for the big shapes first. You want to go for the big shapes, not the little shapes.
So what if like that leaf comes off of my paper? Is
You
it
just
okay?
let that go off your paper. It's okay. You're going to crop that.
So it can go off.
Yes, it can go off your paper. Because we're not really measuring right now. We're just kind of flattening and citing. It's called citing what you see.
There we go.
See, we were waiting until the last part of the day to come down here and draw, and I feel so much better now that I'm drawing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel calmer,
I'm so sore.
and we probably should have done this just earlier in the day because I would have felt a lot calmer. Look at my rose coming together. How's your rose coming? Oh, that looks so good. So we're using the edges of our paper and the way we've drawn this rectangle to really help us figure out where those shapes are. So if you're at home and you can't follow my rose, maybe you can get something of your own, put it on a white piece of paper, and then draw a rectangle around it so that you have a border that you can follow. So this is the shadow of my rose.
Okay.
You just take your time, honey. Don't
Are you
rush.
done?
Oh no, I'm not done.
Okay.
I gotta get this cute little shadow right here. Look at that cute little shadow. It's almost as cute as you are.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do this drawing in two segments. We're gonna do the line drawing part of it, and then we're gonna come back and try to add a little bit of value, the light and the dark. Oh, you've already started your value.
Oh, you're
Oh,
not
that's all
supposed
right.
to do that?
No, it's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No problem.
I will
No,
stop
no.
doing value. I didn't know that's
It's all right. It's always good to break a rule here or there.
Okay. I can't see. I even forgot this little dude.
You just have to break the rule well.
There's that, and there is Oh.
Oh, we are looking so good. So as you're working on this, I do want to tell the people at home that one thing that you want to try to do, even when it's a line drawing, is look for light and dark areas. So concave and convex areas that are a little bit lighter or a little bit darker. So you don't even really need value or shading yet. You can just tell us a little bit more about the shapes that you see if you darken your pencil put a little bit more pressure on your pencil. That looks so good, Georgia.
It's not proportionate.
It's okay. We're not working on proportion right now. We're working on just drawing what we see. So it's okay if your proportions are a little bit off. You can't do everything in every drawing. We'll work on that another time. Because I think we're going to be at home a while.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get really good at drawing. And we're going to get really calm because drawing makes me calm. Does it make you calm?
Yeah.
Particularly when you're right by me, it makes me calm. So you know whose drawings I love, everybody at home, that flower drawings that I love is Ellsworth Kelly. And he's an abstract color field painter, but he was very dedicated to working from life and had just beautiful drawings of portraits, self-portraits, and plants all around. Gorgeous. Can you do one thing for me? Can you get one line in this area just to indicate where that petal comes up? Good job. So I'm going to mark it. And I also like to put the date. What's today's date? The 1st, right?
It's April 1st.
April 1st. And it's about 6 o'clock p.m. on April 1st. That is so beautiful.
I might take a little more, so if you want to talk about something, go ahead.
Well, let's stop for a second. Let's look at our drawings. And why don't you sign yours? I know you've got a little bit more work. And I'm going to stop the tape. And you're going to finish up. And then we're going to come back and put some value on it. So why don't you sign yours? Perfect. So now we have a record, a date, and a time, and a name.
Queens.
Great. Okay, come back and join us for lesson 8 where we put some value on this rose.